Blow Away, Picasso Moon. What are all these new songs? Well, in case you've been out of town or maybe standing on the moon, the Grateful Dead are working on a whole bunch of new songs in preparation for their new album. In the interest of fully informed Deadheads, here's a list of those new songs. Most rock bands show off their new songs on highly produced studio albums first. Only then do they take the risk of playing them before a live audience. Not so the Grateful Dead. They've always tried out new songs in front of us before taking them into the studio. Most of the songs that found their way onto the 1987 Platinum album In the Dark have been concert staples for years. Grateful Dead lyricist John Barlow says they don't write songs, they grow them. He says it's a tribute to both the audience and the band that they feel comfortable enough to grow them on stage. When the Grateful Dead plays a new song, we all know that song may sound very different as it matures. By adding a new bridge or developing a jam, the song begins to breathe and take shape. With 11 new songs, we have a lot to look forward to at upcoming shows. The first new song showed up on June 17, 1988 in Bloomington, Minnesota. It's called Victim or the Crime, sung by Robbi and written with Garrett Graham, his first Grateful Dead song, although he has written songs for Bobby and the Midnights. Bobby had actually been playing the song acoustically for a couple of years before bringing it to a Dead show. If you were at Alpine Valley, Wisconsin in June of 1988, you saw 4 new songs premiered. The first was a Jerry song called Foolish Heart, written with Robert Hunter, played on June 19th. The song talks of the danger of being hurt by a foolish heart. Right now, it's being played with an upbeat tempo and is being talked about as a possible single for the band's upcoming album. The next day at Alpine, Brent debuted a song called Blow Away. All 4 of Brent's new songs were written with John Barlow. Blow Away talks about men and women, hurt and regret. And Brent recently added a rap which advises not holding on to things, let them blow away. 2 days later, on June 22nd, Brent played another new song, a quiet lullaby called I Will Take You Home. It talks about a little girl lost in a forest of dreams and Daddy's loving arms gonna gather her in. The 4th song to appear at Alpine Valley was a Jerry love song with a gospel feeling called Believe It or Not. A rarely heard tune was sung for the first time by Brent on June 26th in Pittsburgh. It's called Gentlemen Start Your Engines and has been only heard one other time on July 31st at Laguna Seca. Believe It or Not and Gentlemen Start Your Engines were noticeably absent from the spring tour tryout of the rest of the songs and may not make the album. The next debut was heard in Houston on October 20th, a Garcia Hunter song called Built to Last. In fact, Built to Last is the working title for the new Dead album. Then this year, 3 new songs were played at Henry J. Kaiser Convention Center in Oakland, California. 2 on one night, February 5th, a Brent tune called We Can Run But We Can't Hide, which talks about cynicism and selfishness in the modern world. And a Jerry tune that looks at the world from a different perspective called Standing on the Moon. Then on February 7th, Brent played A Little Light, a song lamenting isolation and a hard heart. Finally, Irvine Meadows on April 28th was the first performance of Bobby's song Picasso Moon, written with John Barlow and Bob Braylow. It's a dark song about the fast life and has a discordant sound reminiscent of Victim or the Crime. However these 11 songs sound now, they have a lot of growing left to do over years of coming Grateful Dead shows.